What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, well, what we are looking at right now is the QA server, and this is for Mavericks right now to go through and test the new and upcoming Modern and Wild formats. Now, for context, we've all been playing in Wild, so the new thing is really Modern format, and you can see here at the top there's a nice little button to toggle back and forth between. So there's just a couple things that I want to show you here, because I don't think that there's too much that's actually changed from a gameplay perspective. That will happen after we get the implementation and we see how the meta changes and how the market kind of reacts to that. But for those of you who are interested in getting access to testing this out early, if you are a Maverick, meaning that you have bought 1,000 packs from the store, not from the secondary market, but if you have bought 1,000 packs from the store itself, then you are eligible to join the Monster Maverick channel or the Mav channel on Discord, and then you should automatically be entered in to log in here. So here's the thing. I have not been able to play a game because nobody wants to play. I have not been able to find a suitable match yet. I've been trying this for maybe about half an hour or so, just leaving it on in the background until I find something. But that's just because there's nobody here right now. So all I'm going to really do is comment on the aesthetic and look at one of the new pages that they've added in. So from the top down, like I said, you got this Modern and Wild toggle here, and we get like a blue, I guess more like cool-ish modern feel, whereas Wild is more purple. I like Wild, I feel like should be like red, you know, blue and red, but I'm not on the creative. I'm not a visually or artistic creative. I'm more on the music side, so maybe I shouldn't even be talking about it. But I like it. It looks clean. It's easy. Nothing has changed on these main boxes here, and all you have is a modern kind of text box here telling you which are allowed, which is the Chaos Legion or Untamed, and then the associated mini sets that come with it. Now, they should probably put Dice and then the upcoming Rift Watchers here because people who are new to the game may not fully understand it, at least not right off the bat. And then Wild just says it is open for all. So from an aesthetic standpoint, I like it. I don't feel like it's changed too much from a functional standpoint. And again, you know, a majority of these changes, I should say, came through on the rewards rework. So this just kind of feels like a nice little addition on top. Now, what is great, and actually before we get there, you can see up here, instead of toggling through all the different options, you can now see them all on one screen or all at one time. So you have your Modern and Wild, which was your standard just battle page before, but now you have your challenge option and your practice option. And when you click on these, they immediately bring up exactly what you need. Now, unfortunately, as they mentioned, you cannot challenge someone with only modern rule sets, although I really hope that they do add that in the future. And then on the practice side, this just loads up, I guess, somebody else who's looking to practice. So you no longer have to toggle through this on the arrows that they used to have. And for context, I can show you guys here. You can see here all the different toggling that you'd have to do before. Now it's all on the screen for you, and you get to play. And you get to click and play. Now the last thing that I'll show you is this how to play screen, which I think is so sorely needed, and I'm shocked that we're getting it now. It's one of those things where it's just like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense for people who are new to the game. They needed something like this 6 months ago, 10 months ago, whenever I started, right? So it shows your summoner types or your card types. It goes through all the different splinters. It talks about the card basics, what all these numbers mean on there, mana cost, stats. It goes through all the different attack types. Now, for people who have been playing for a long time, this is not going to affect you, but from the standpoint of let me put it this way, from the standpoint of a new player, having this as just literally like an index or a glossary is so important, because if you remember, I have usually been going, for example, with these abilities, I've been going to a third-party website, aka Splinter Cards. So I want to give a shout out to Splinter Cards for compiling all of these to get the definitions for what all of the abilities did. They weren't on the website before, not in a clean place. You had to go and you'd see it on a card and you could highlight over the card and it would tell you. But now you can go here and it's just like, hey, I saw some ability on a card, but then I missed it. I forgot what the name of the card was, but I can recognize the symbol, right? And so you come down here and you're like, oh, it was immunity. This monster is immune to negative status effects. So I love the fact that they have that. They show the battlefield and how it all works. Again, we all figured this out intuitively And I'm not saying that new players coming in can't figure it out, but it just helps the onboarding process so much, and it doesn't scare people off, because I still remember the first time I was playing, I had no idea what I was doing. I was putting cards all over the place, and sometimes when I'll go back down and play in bronze, especially with the early rewards rework, I mean, I was playing people who were like throwing ranged cards up front, right? So it's just like they didn't understand, and now hopefully if they read through, then they will be able to put together teams and get acclimated to the game much more quickly. So having this, and then I know Bulldog is also doing like a beginner series, which I think is fantastic. So it caters to the video learners, and then it caters to the written and reading learners. So I think it's fantastic. And then you can come down here, you can either click play tutorial or I'm ready. And the tutorial is going to show you, new blood. Looks like you're headed to the Academy Training Arena. And actually, I'm not even sure if there's sound on this, but you can go through a whole tutorial on here, which is so cool. Now, I'm so glad that we're going to have this. This is very exciting to me. It walks you through it. And I think about, so for example, for research, I had to play Magic: The Gathering Arena recently. And I don't normally play it, and I'm not continuing to play it, but I wanted to go through from a music standpoint. I was trying to see and get inspiration from there as to what kind of music they were creating within that game. And so they had one of these tutorials, and I was just like, oh, this is so helpful. Even though I know how to play Magic, I hadn't played in years. And so now I can kind of get acclimated and have somebody or something walk me through it. So the fact that we have this tutorial now, and hopefully there'll be people that they can practice against when it comes through. Oh, it looks like you're practicing against this dude. You're able to go through just everything, and I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and just skip the tutorial now, but this is awesome. So great for the new player experience. I think it's going to be, again, from a game standpoint, guys, I am so bullish on this. People comment and they're just like, oh, I feel like you're like super negative, or there's too little hopium, whatever. And yes, on the asset values, just due to the fact that they are impacted by the general market, the broader equities market and the world economy, it's hard for me to see like people aping into this, but people joining the game and being able to play and have, one, a fantastic tutorial to show them how to get started, and then two, a great new player experience playing in bronze and earning chest right away, I think is going to be awesome. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Again, I'm super hyped for this. I think the release of Modern and Wild is going to be great. And if this is what the team was waiting for in order to get their marketing on point and really try to drive new player acquisition, if they were waiting for Modern and this tutorial and then the rewards rework, I am very excited for the second half of 2022. I don't know what else is, I don't have any inside information outside of what was shared within the town halls, but whatever they have talked about already, I am super hyped for, because now new players coming in, I think, can have a fantastic experience and really start to understand the value of owning your assets within a game. And as the card prices potentially get lower, right? Which I think is, I know it sucks in the short term, but in the long term outlook, I think it's great for new players to be able to come in and for us to have enough people come into this next hype cycle before Chaos Legion sells out. So that's all I have. Have an amazing rest of your day. I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Take care.